Welcome to the Smash Masters podcast, hosted by Stefan Eschi and Nick Priest. This is where we dig into the auto body collision repair field and talk quality repair methods and how the industry is always changing. Buckle up, it gonna get bumpy.
Woo! What's up? Is it 8 yet?
It is. Jared wants to know if it's 8 yet.
It's East Coast 8. Yes, it is.
East Coast 8,
yeah. And we are, what are we, episode number 60. We're into the 60s now, bro. That's pretty crazy.
Very cool. Very cool stuff. Cool.
Yeah. How you been? How's the work week going? Pretty good?
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
It is.
It is hot.
It has been hot. It's been like stupid hot. It will be sun shining here. And then out pops rain showers all over the place. You just never know. So you got to keep the good old pop-up canopy on hand and, just kind of hope for the best out here at the moment. Yeah. Been good, though. Been good.
That's good. I'm just looking forward to the Cam Auto competition coming up. I'm really looking forward to that. So,
yeah, I don't know if I will be able to get a passport in time to go there, but
all right, you weren't really planning on going. It's kind of so.
Well,
big deal.
I wanted to, but there's also the expo in St. Louis at the same time.
Right.
So I may just
Hail Expo. You're talking about.
Yeah, I may just end up going to that. Alex, 60. What's up, Alex? Josh, what's going on, bro?
Definitely, Hail Expo looks like a great event. I'm sad to be missing that. I didn't look at the dates. I thought it kind of coincided with the Cam Auto thing within a week or so. So I kind of told myself, it's one or the other. I'm already going to Cam Auto, so that's why I'm not doing the Hail Expo. But no, there's 2 great events coming up next month. So check them out.
We those 2 events are good. And speaking of Dent Vision Tools, Stormbreaker Slide Hammer, are we going to give that thing away the end of next month or this month? Because it's already
do it next month. So we'll do a July giveaway.
We're going to do it to give everybody a full month to kind of tap in on it. So Stormbreaker Slide Hammer giveaway at the end of July. Set up, so you guys be in tune with that if you're into that kind of stuff, or you need a good slide hammer. I think
you just go to our Facebook page. There'll be a post. All you have to do is like, share, tag 3 friends, that kind of thing. Read all the directions. You got to do. There will be like 3 things you have to do. You have to do all 3 to be entered. Usually we get like 40, 50 people that attempt, and then only like eight people do the right things. So that should be your motivation to enter, because the people who do the right stuff, I mean, it's like a 1 in 8 chance to get this tool. Let's get those odds worse. Come on, more people.
Go look for that kind of stuff, guys. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
I got a great show for you guys tonight. I don't know if any of you have seen Dent Digest. But we brought on one of the hosts of the show. It's another podcast, a PDR podcast, Alex. Let's bring him out here.
Let's get him on.
Hey, how's it going, man?
What's up, Alex?
What's up, guys?
Oh, man.
Thanks for coming on.
How you doing?
Oh, I like your shirt.
Well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice shirt there.
Yeah, dude, it's super comfy, too.
Yeah.
They are soft and definitely breathable.
Yeah. I was like, oh, man, I need to get some work shirts with my logo.
I will tell you, they are very flammable.
Really?
Yeah, I did my iCar welding test wearing one, and all of a sudden I'm like, my side is really warm.
It was on fire.
The whole part of that shirt is just gone. It just went,
dude.
Yeah. So Kiko wanted to make sure you did no welding in their shirts, glue only.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
They are breathable, though.
Yeah, I was actually at MTE and some dude bumped into me and I got beer spilled all over me. And Danny gave me this shirt for free at the booth. I was like, thank you.
Yeah,
nice. Good time.
People are going to think I'm whatever.
Yeah.
That's
like
MTE.
poured beer out of my pores,
No one's surprised at MTE.
Yeah,
right. But for me, it's like all right here, so like my nostrils could just smell
yeah,
it. Like,
and especially the stale smell.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
There's a beer I don't drink, so I was like, oh no.
That's Nick said he's gonna make it spicy and win the tool back.
Okay, new rules being added. Tool makers cannot enter.
What's up, Joshua?
Matt? There we go. Yeah, your neighbor Jared from A Better Repair is already commenting.
What's he saying?
He said, "Is it 8 yet?
Is it 8 yet?
Did he buy a dent dial yet?"
Ooh.
I don't
know. I don't think so.
I know. I'm gonna guess. I know he did.
I'm gonna guess.
No, dude, his flat bar is awesome.
I use it all the time.
It is.
Yep. I use it all the time.
Yeah.
I love it. When I first picked it up, it actually took forever for me to get something that I could use it on. Kept trying to use it on everything, and I just couldn't. But
what was the first thing you used it on?
I don't remember. I think probably the most useful it was on was a Z3 quarter.
Okay.
I went in and taken the tail light out, and if you've done one of those, they're nice and open. They got that tail lamp box right there you push off of the flat bar.
Oh, that's awesome.
Backwards, so it curved backwards and then pushed up.
Yeah, dude, his that flat bar is real good for like Ram fenders or Challenger front fenders because it could get the top flat part.
Yeah.
And then like Tiguan body lines and Challenger body lines, that polished
sharp
side.
body line.
Man, that's
that's
where that flat bar shines for sure.
I agree.
The first thing I used it on was a Chevrolet front fender.
Yep.
Yeah.
A newer one. Was it open?
Yeah, it's the new. It was a new Chevrolet. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, only if you made the tool we're giving away, Alex. So if you didn't make the tool we're giving away, you can enter.
Yeah.
What? Oh, for a shock blocker?
Nah, the Stormbreaker.
It'll be the Stormbreaker.
His new slide hammer.
His new slide hammer. Yeah.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I've got it right over there. So, I haven't used it. I've been kind of wanting to take it and use it, but since we're getting it away, I'm not going to go use it.
How do you enter to win that?
We have not put the post out yet. So, I mean, generally what we do is just say like, share, and tag 3 friends in the comments of our Facebook post. So
on Facebook?
It'll be on our Smash Masters Facebook. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, typically we like to try and keep some giveaways going for tool makers and people. So if anybody else that's watching wants to throw some stuff up here for a little bit of advertisement, let's go. Get this one out of the way. Get to the next.
We are not shy. We will give your tools away. I promise.
Right. Yeah. I've been standing in a post office line many times with crap going. I need to ship this crap.
Sometimes it's stuff that I want. It's like I gotta give this away.
Yeah, right. It's like, dang it.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun being able to do that because it's you get to make somebody very, very happy. And then what's nice is then the people who really wanted it and entered and didn't win, then they end up just buying it, and then that supports the tool company and everything. So
I think
don't let James. It says, don't let James Bernard enter this one, Josh says.
He wins everything.
Right.
He does.
Andrew says, anyways, the link to the Insta as well. Are we putting that on Instagram this time? Or is it just Facebook?
I'll put it on Instagram too. It makes double the work, but that's fine. I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
I'm all right with it. We'll put it on Instagram for you, Andrew. You'll probably be the only person that enters over there.
Yeah, man.
We don't have much traction over there.
Yeah, man. Instagram kind of is just like an idol all the time.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Up with that app?
Well, it just seems
to get a following on.
It just seems to.
It is
never really go anywhere. Yeah,
it is. It took me a long time, like 2 years, to get like 2,500 followers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It takes a long
that's
time.
pretty
it's
much
not like TikTok.
I think that's where I'm like 26 or 700.
Yeah.
That's all I'm at on there.
Yeah. And just making videos every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said, speaking of great tools, Kratos. Yeah, we'll get to that in a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, you know what? Why don't we?
They already got
that? What are we? How did that come out to be?
So I was training with Bryce Kelly, and he was teaching me something about stretch dents, like what not to use. So I'll just say you're not supposed to use like a rubber cap, any kind of rubber on a stretch dent at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like an old body man, old body man work is the best way to fix that.
Yeah.
And they used to use like heat and cold, but like a round surface, like a 2-inch metal ball or 1-inch metal ball, you push it up slower, like the Stanliner tools, like the Killer Whale Toe or the Roland Spoon.
Yeah.
It's flat. It's almost like a dolly, and you can work the metal. And I was like, why don't they make a door tool like this? Because every door tool is just shaved.
Yeah.
To a fine point. And I was talking to John one night, and he brought it to life. And that's how it came. Cool. That's how it came together. But the push is really clean.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super stout. So
they look like it when I seen them at MTE.
Yeah.
I hadn't bought any yet, but I think there's a set of 3 if I'm not mistaken.
That's the 40-degree kick ones.
Mm-hmm.
So those are probably my favorite, but I use the door tools more.
Yeah.
And it's just like an 18-inch door tool and a 24-inch door tool.
Okay.
It goes on that tactical grip.
Yeah.
Okay. So so there's the fat tip 3-piece set.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna see it, but
yeah.
But then there's a door set, you said?
Yeah, there's a door set. And I use the door tools more, but the Hell guys are loving that 3-piece set because it's like a soft pick.
Right.
Right.
And that's what I was thinking more along the lines for.
Yep. And they're bendable. That 3-piece set's bendable. So
oh really?
Bend it, yeah. Yep. The door tool's not, but that 3-piece is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are on my list. Actually, I might order them tonight. That's people have said a lot of good things about them, and stretch dents like that are definitely tough. So
they are.
It still gives you that sharp push without like too much texture.
Yeah.
Right.
Matt says, "What's the Kratos purpose built for shrinking and gathering metal?" It sounds like that's what you had going on.
Yeah, it's just I wanted a sharp, clean push. That's basically what it came down to.
Yeah.
And I could drag, like I've dragged with the door tool. Like if you use both hands, you could drag 8-inch crease out if there's no brace.
Yeah.
I mean, some cars you're gonna want to take the molding off to use that tool. Because it's real stout, but like a M3 BMW, you don't put that door tool down a rear window.
Yeah, right.
No,
that'd be a bad idea.
Okay,
but it's just too tight. That window's too tight.
Right.
Yeah, you got.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it didn't take much to pop those moldings off anyway. No. So I mean,
especially if you have any body shop background.
Right. Right.
I did a BMW i8 recently, and that door was super tight.
Oh yeah, that's aluminum.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the dent was at the top, and the brace, the door like went right in, and the brace is right there. So my tool's like bent, and I'm like shoving it in there under the brace, and then I get it under there, and the brace isn't glued to the door skin at all.
No.
So you're pushing off of it, and it just wants to just floppy.
You know what I do with those cars, Stefan? I use the Dent Reaper Super Scythe. Like it's 6.5-inch kick. It's a sharp tool, and you go past the brace and back up into it. To that body line, and
that would have been good.
When I had this BMW count, I found that tool works the best for that, and the Dent Angel from Anson, because it has a really big kick. Not the Dent Angel. Dent Angel's Dent Reaper. What's the Anson one? I use the Anson.
The Tequilas. You talking about those?
Yeah, the tequila door tools. The door lords. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I used the really big kick one and the Dent Reaper Super Slide.
Yeah. So when you, just to clarify for people that don't know, when you're talking about the kick, you're talking about the swoop, like the L shape.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it's a really long kick.
Yeah. Yeah. And those work well. I found a lot of times with these cavities in these doors just keep getting wider and wider. Yeah. And you really need something like that to give you a nice push on this aluminum.
Yeah. Well, I found like the Corolla body line has a big gap, just like that M8. Mm-hmm. So I do the same thing on the Corollas.
Yeah.
And it's easier than getting that well tail down that brace and then fighting that gap.
I'll try that for sure.
I wonder would like a hammerhead well tail work?
It would. It'd be hard to get that
slip off a lot.
That glue can be.
I'm gonna just to bend the tool to get it behind that brace. It was I can't believe I didn't break the glass pushing it in there. So it was. I mean, this door literally. I mean, it comes straight towards you and then down, and you only have like an inch before the first brace, and that's what I was trying to get underneath. It was just oh my god.
I don't see too many.
Once it was in there. Here. It was in there till the repair was done.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to come back out.
Right.
Were you fixing an i8 or an M8?
i8.
Okay, so I'm talking about an M8.
Okay.
M8s. I'm talking about the M8s, not an i8.
This is that 3-cylinder supercar looking.
Yeah, the doors go up.
Yeah. Which was nice.
Yeah, super nice car.
Super nice car. It's like it's eye level. It's like, oh, that's nice. I can work on this right here.
Yeah. So I was talking about M8. You could do that.
That's
under the brace.
It all applies.
I thought you said M8.
No, that's good. You was talking about body shop backgrounds and stuff like that. So, what is you have a body shop background, right? Let's roll us through that a little bit.
I'm basically a body shop baby. So my dad owned a body shop for 31 years in South Scottsdale, like the border of ASU. It was literally right next to Arizona State.
Okay.
And just grew up there. It was like my daycare and worked there in high school. And
dropped off with the bus.
I remember when I was in 5th grade, my dad took me to like some small town here, and we bought a 69 GTO. Had 17,000 miles on it, and that's what I learned to do like body work on, and I painted that whole car.
Okay.
And I basically brought that car back to life and felt
like a mom and pop shop. Got to be a mom. And pop
it's now a Caliber shop. It was a big shop.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It was a big shop. I don't know the square footage of it, but it was probably like 3 acres.
Well, I mean, typically body man can tell you around what size shop it is by the number of body guys in there most of the time.
Well, so. He probably had like 20 employees. So he had a paint shop,
good
body shop.
Techs in there.
Yeah.
Well, no. So like my mom worked, and then like all the employees were we probably had like 7 body men, 2 painters.
Yeah.
And then the helpers at the paint shop.
A couple preppers.
Yeah. That's not a small operation.
No, it's a good sized shop for sure.
So you were working there through high school and stuff. I mean, did you get any panel changing, or was it all slinging mud, or what were you doing?
I cut like my first truck. I had to cut the bedside off, weld it together, and I jimmy rigged it, dude. I'll be honest. I had to like put washers on the frame and weld that to like make the bed level. And dude, I bought this truck for $3,000. It was totaled, and I went to a junkyard.
All the young techs listening, don't do that.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, it was jimmy rigged for sure.
But, I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get it back rolling, though, right? I mean, especially if you're trying to get you some wheels going,
That was your car.
That was my car. 16 years old.
Do whatever you want to your own car.
As
long as it doesn't put other people in jeopardy. But that's okay. All right. So you got some panel changing in there.
Oh yeah, and then
Yeah.
I worked the frame machine a lot, and I prepped a lot of stuff. Like when I was real young, that I was always DAing trailers and all sorts of old cars that no one wanted to do. Yeah,
right.
That's what my dad had me do. Like,
yeah, well, that's what kids are good for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Any painting?
Yeah.
Do any painting?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did some painting. That car, that GTO you're talking about, I messed that. I had to repaint that because I messed the shade up.
Yeah.
I painted all the doors and bumpers, and then I painted the rest of the car another day, and I messed it up.
Oh no!
So I had to redo that.
I've got right now a best for me is repainting one car 5 times. So
yeah,
I'm sure somebody's out there has beat me, and sometimes it's just terrible.
Yeah. Painting's an art in itself, man.
Yeah, I mean color matching is a thing, man. It's tough. Yeah. It's one of the main things, but it's even more difficult when you've got toners and stuff from other companies that you're bringing together and trying to make
use.
And your system's out of date. You have no color chips to work off of, and you're just guessing. So
if you can make that work, that's talent.
That's tough, man.
Yeah,
it really is. That's why it took five times to paint this thing. I would think I have it. And then you pull it outside and you're like, good God, man. And you just want to like burn the car.
It'll look better in the sun, I swear.
Right.
It's not a wash. It becomes a loss at that point.
Yeah. Right. Right. Like some of these memes and stuff that I've been making about painters, they get offense to it because they don't really know that I painted before, but I was really talking about me doing that.
I've never painted, but I will make fun of painters on my social media, but I'll also make fun of Bodyman. I'll also make fun of PDR techs. I don't care. We're all fair game.
Mm-hmm. While we're on this subject, Jared's telling me to tell you about the fireworks. So like as a kid, this guy Mike and Pete were the painters, grew up with them. They watched me grow up.
Yeah.
And they got me in so much trouble, man. They would give me like the Wildcat black cats. And I'd go, there's this old Bodyman Jerry. He was always grumpy, like always grumpy. And they'd get me to like throw fireworks in his bay.
Oh, yeah.
And then one time they got me to throw water balloons at them. They filled up a bunch of water balloes. It always ended up with me running to my dad's office and him chasing me. I was a little shit, dude.
Yeah.
If you were doing it, you must have been glutton for punishment. So.
Oh yeah. I was a little shit.
There used to be a guy in a shop that would he would dip the rags in lacquer thinner and then he would throw them under a guy while he's welding and then light it on fire.
The welding would light it on fire.
The little sparks.
On there. Yeah, that's it. You just
That's
I've
funny.
seen people spray something underneath somebody as they're welding, so their welding is just a big fireball coming underneath their mask and everything. Alex has a great question though. Do you have a favorite mold clamp?
I don't.
Oh, come on. I have a guess. At what your favorite mold clamp is.
What, the one that goes under?
That one.
Yeah.
I mean,
what is that?
That's the G clamp.
It's the G clamp. I didn't know what it was called until I looked it up. But that's the gangster clamp right there. It's the most versatile clamp in my opinion.
Yeah, it does.
I quit using it when the Bodyman I was using it with, the chain broke and it smacked him in the head, and it was bad, dude. Like I quit doing the frame.
You gotta be careful.
Have you ever seen one of those snap?
Yeah,
I've snapped
a chain.
I've seen a chain go, but
it's bad.
Amazingly enough, the tech that was pulling, standing right next to him, saw it. And the chain link just started going
spreading.
Just started spreading, and he hit the release right away, and it was like this.
Yeah.
when pressure got off.
It's not like
lucky.
I see people putting stuff over ratchet straps and PDR and everything. I'm like, you have no idea what machine will do.
That's just gonna pop off and do a little light something.
That ratchet strap could still hurt. But
I get it, but when it throws one of those G clamps through the wall, then that's different.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I get people all the time telling me that I should put a blanket over my glue pulling ratchet strap. I'm like, listen, guy, I'll put my head right next to it and it will release and it will hit me and it might hurt, but it's not going to do anything. There's not that much power there.
My dad thought that body man was going to like pass from that. Like, and he ended up not, thank God, but it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to stash fireworks in my tool box, Jeremy says.
Bro, who talking about those? Right. You see a guy go to the bathroom. He's an
Arizona guy too, isn't he?
Jeremy?
Who?
Jeremy Sheen. He's in Arizona.
Is he from
Arizona? I think he is.
Yes, he is.
I met him at MTE.
Yeah.
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 So,
I
Jeremy?
think he is in there. I had met so many people at MTE this year.
Yeah, there's so many people there.
Oh yeah, it was a lot bigger this past year than it was the year before, 2024. I think, and that was my first year.
What?
Yep, you were right. He's from Arizona. Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
What do you guys think of the water-based PPG paint? Like the water-based paints they came out with.
What do I think about it? I think that I'm glad I don't have to use water-based paint at all in Mississippi, where the humidity is like 95. Robbie Wyndham's in here. He says paint goes great when it's good, but when it goes south, it goes all the way bad. And it's terrible over here. I mean, it takes forever to dry. Even when you have fans in the ceilings and stuff. Really? I mean, it's just a nightmare in this area.
I was not expecting that because Arizona, it's pretty awesome. There's no humidity though.
Right. You have zero humidity, and that's good here. But here, it'll take forever to dry. I don't know if Robbie's still in here or not. But he used water-based for a little while and got rid of that crap fast.
Yeah.
Just
my whole career, the painters have been using it up here, and when I first started, they all had to learn it a little bit tinting wise. Colors that used to be easy became hard. Colors that were hard became easy. I think the biggest thing was you can't really tint the color anymore and just look at it. Like you have to do a spray out,
right?
Let it dry, then you can see what color it is. Because if you're looking at the stick, it's a different color.
Yeah.
Once it dries, it changes colors.
It goes on blue, but it's supposed to be a red color.
That makes total sense because the first time I saw it, they matched this old 15-year-old silver, and I was like, "How did they match that?" Like, and that's a hard color to match. You're saying that gets easier, and the easier ones get harder. So.
The harder ones become easy. The easy ones become hard. That's the way painters explain it. I'm not a painter. I have no interest in learning that stuff. But
who wants to watch paint dry?
It's a big thing up here. The water base. If you're not used shooting water base, you're getting left behind up here.
Yeah.
No, not anything like that. But it's you're either shooting waterborne or you're gonna be a caliber soon. One or the other. Yeah. Those are your options.
I mean, Caliber's shooting waterborne in some areas. I don't know.
Yeah, they would be up here. Everywhere up here shooting waterborne. Everywhere. Yeah. And the funny thing is that you have to tell the customers. Customers show up and they're like, "Well, I want to go to them because they shoot waterborne." It's like they still shoot solvent-based primer and clear coat.
They don't know. So people don't know what that type of stuff is. It's like a selling. It's a selling point, but they don't know what it is they're being sold.
No.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you're not going to hurt the environment with my repair.
Right.
No.
Right.
We'll give you a mixing bank if you buy our paint.
Yeah.
Right. That's part of their sell gig too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I think shops are getting booths now for paint lines.
Mm-hmm.
You get our paint line, you get a booth.
Booth? That's like that could be like 50 to 100 grand.
Yeah, I mean they're getting stuff like that. I mean, whatever.
I mean, think how much money the paint line's making from that shop.
A lot.
And then that shop has other shop owner friends. and they all have their auto body conferences and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's all connected.
I got a question now that you say that. Do you think body shops network like the paintless dent repair industry?
Owners do.
The owners
They
do.
do.
Yeah.
Auto body associations are all over the country.
They are.
Oh yeah.
They have like an MTE.
I don't know.
Well,
if
we
they
got
have
SEMA.
SEMA is
SEMA's
the
just like the
collision
car
repair.
industry, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the car
it's
industry
like-
as a whole. I wouldn't
But
say
that's
it's
just
SEMA.
Well, I mean, if you're talking MTE, you're talking trade shows. So there
like
are
a body
decent
shop trade
shows
show.
all over.
There's body
and
shop trade shows.
SEMA's the big one. I mean, you go there and you sign up for a class with Mike Anderson, sign up for a class with Chris White and Danny Hacker,
Yeah.
and you do these classes at those things. But really more locally, they form associations where they'll have monthly or quarterly meetings where they'll just talk about, local things. Or just, the big shops in the area will share some things they're doing.
Robbie,
Kind of like the networking groups that you could join.
Yeah.
20 groups are a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got any plugs
huge.
over there, Robbie, that you want to throw in here as far as the collision shop associations go? I know he goes to a few of them.
Yeah, he goes to the association.
He goes to a few of them.
I think they're a good thing. I do.
Yeah.
The auto body industry is
that's one
fighting
of them.
the insurance industry. And it's we kind of have to band together a little bit to get these rates up because they stayed way too low for way too long. Now they're starting to go up. And I believe it's because of things like associations basically putting their foot down and saying everybody in this association just went up $10 an hour, and then the region went up and then everybody else gets to go up too, so.
I mean, for a long time, body shop rates were like pretty much just stagnant, and they just recently started going up within the last, 2 years?
Because they had to. Now at the point where the shops are going under left and right. So anyway, that's a whole nother topic we're not going to get into.
I mean, it's a huge topic for sure.
It's huge.
So
I want to get back.
Do
Yeah,
you
go
guys
ahead,
like
Alex.
DRP shops? Because my dad never was a DRP ever.
I think it's a necessary evil, but you have to be careful about the contracts you sign.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you can get a contract with an insurance company that says that, you'll work with them on certain things, but don't sign something that puts an hour limit on repairs. Don't sign something that says I have to use aftermarket parts, things like that.
And caps on your materials. You don't want to put
material
a cap on
caps. Ooh, yeah. There goes all your materials profit right out the door.
You can't use OEM parts, and it gets crazy.
No, so as long as you can get DRP programs without those rules, and they do exist because I've worked in multiple shops that have had them, then I don't have any problems with those DRP programs. But I do believe the manufacturer OEM certification process is the best way to go. And when people ask me where to get their car repaired, I tell them to look up a shop that's certified in their manufacturing.
So Robbie said over on Instagram, he said he's the president of GSCA, Gulf States Collision Association, which covers Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. He says they don't discuss labor rates, but there's tons of other topics that they can work on.
Okay.
I don't know if it changed in Arizona, but like the labor rate used to be $55 an hour.
It was that forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Year two.
Yeah.
And I'm in the other corner of the country.
I think
it can't get further.
I think it just made its way to 55 here, if I'm mistaken. I mean, it might have changed here recently again. I don't know, but when I started in collision here, I think it was $34 an hour.
Wow.
That was the labor rate. And for the longest, I can remember it being 44, 46, and 48, depending on who the insurance company was. And it kind of just stayed there forever. And it would not budge off that at all.
Yeah. I totally like being a retail arena, paintless and repair tech, like body shops, I consider retail. And
oh yeah,
but like when you're working for a DRP shop, it becomes wholesale in my eyes. You know, a bad DRP, but
right.
because then I write a hell estimate for $8,000 and they want me to fix it for $2,500. And then the service writer at the body shop is getting mad at me because he doesn't want to fight the adjuster. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to do here. I'm not the DRP guy, you know?
Yeah.
That's a hard.
Yeah, there's no easy answer there.
No, there's no easy answer. But you know who's really good at dealing with that is Dave Shalott. He is extremely good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coaching a service writer at a body shop to prepare to fight a DRP.
Well, I guess that's your mode that you get into then is you got to start educating that writer. Which, I mean, being a body shop employee,
it's hard to do that.
That's frustrating. I mean, it's hard because half the time they think they're your boss.
Yep.
They don't want to listen to you. You're just a tech.
They got their foot on your head almost all the
insurance company. You know, it's like, you don't know what I deal with. It's like, yeah, I have no idea. Never talked to an insurance adjuster.
We just became a DRP for Geico. Well, I don't work for Geico.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve. Hey, fellas, did you know New England is several states? Steven learned something on his trip up here recently.
Mm-hmm.
New England is several states. Yes.
I didn't know that.
No,
I didn't know that. I mean, I haven't really been like bored enough to go, I wonder what New England's doing, and decided to look it up either.
Okay. Interesting.
Robbie said
Anyway.
DRP and OEM certifications sometimes clash, which I could see that.
They
going
do.
on for sure.
Yep.
They do. And then the body shop has an issue like telling the customer like we didn't use OEM parts, like I don't know. That's
I'm to Steve
I'm
right
here
here.
and there. It depends on the car when it comes to aftermarket parts or OE parts.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Right. I mean, if it's a nice upscale car and they're talking about putting OEM or aftermarket stuff on it,
or any new car. New car. I don't care if it's a Corolla. If it's a new Corolla, it gets new OEM.
Yeah. Wait, down here, bro, Corollas are nice cars. What I'm talking about.
Okay, I don't care if it's a Sonata or they pick something bad.
It's an Altima.
Sorry.
It's not Altima.
Yeah, Altima. Yeah, that is pretty much the worst, right?
Right.
I don't care if it's a brand. Oh no, I don't. That Altima is getting aftermarket, John. Sorry, and I'm not gonna worry about it.
I mean, in Memphis, Altimas are the fastest cars on the road.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are. They are the
everywhere.
fastest, and they also have slicks on them, and they're not the kind that you go buy for and actually use them for fun. That's just because they don't change the tires. You can see the air in them dudes when they're driving.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's
and
funny.
Steve's talking about I didn't come and see you guys, but yet he drove through Tennessee and didn't even call and say hey or nothing.
You weren't the only one, though.
Yeah.
You weren't the only one that got skipped over.
Right. And
I'll leave it there.
He probably drove through Arkansas, and I'm pretty sure he didn't say hey to Corey either. So
Encore Corey?
Encore. PDR Cowboy.
He's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
is.
Cool,
actually, I was just talking to him the other day. But I want to get back to you. We've been like skipping this whole thing.
My bad.
Let's get back. No, it's not your fault. This is good. But I want to know about you're in the body shop. How you get into PDR?
How I got into PDR. So I didn't know this. I thought I was gonna take over my dad's shop, and it didn't work out that way. I was a junior in high school, and he bought a Ding King set back in 2007. There's looked like a cylinder bag, like the Dentcraft bags that they have. Black Dentcraft. It was the same thing, and it came with a 4-foot light with a fluorescent bulb in it.
actual fluorescent bulb?
Fluorescent bulb is what I learned on.
Yeah. Was it a one bulb or two?
One bulb.
One bulb. So
Yeah,
one good
bulb.
old four.
And it curved like this and had plastic, and it broke all the time. But first, well, anyway, I was like, I'm not doing this. There's no way. It's just a bunch of rods and this light. And I was like, I'm not doing this.
What quality were some of the rods back then? You said this is 06, 07?
Yeah, I like Dean King.
Yeah.
And some of the tools, there's probably like 2 or 3 tools that like I'd still use today.
Yeah.
But that's it. Right. That's it. Right. Out of 15, 20 tools, there's 2 that I'd probably use. And I would say they're like they were the Amazon tools now, like
right.
They're way better now if you buy them from them. But
right.
Back in 2008, it was probably equivalent to the Amazon set you'd get. It was not good.
We heard similar things.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but it worked. I mean, like back then, like people weren't glue pulling. Like in 2008, dude.
The metal wasn't as tough. I mean,
you were using
like it is now either, I would say.
Yeah, the aluminum. There wasn't aluminum. Or you mean like the metal of the rod?
What? No, just the metal on cars, like as a whole. Like they're getting thinner and stronger each year, or each model that they update. It just becomes harder and harder to push on.
It's true. But so I had that set, and then it took a while for my dad to get one of the PDR guys in the shop to train me.
Okay.
It took probably like 6 months. Like he asked this guy, Mark Razors, who I started with. And he was like my dad's number one guy at the shop. He had a list of, I don't know, 4 or 5 other guys that he'd go down. But he asked every single one of them, and they wouldn't train me because they were like, oh, I'm going to lose the shop,
Right.
And then he went back to the number one guy, and he ended up training me. I worked for him for 2 years, and yeah, I mean, it was the best thing ever. I owe everything to my dad, basically. My dad was one of the body shops back then that used PDR a lot. Like a lot of shops in Arizona did not use PDR.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's how I got into it.
What's
I almost quit once.
Yeah. What's one thing I was just about to ask? What's one thing that you struggled with that you seemed like you almost couldn't get, but you eventually got there? You remember any of that kind of stuff?
Well tails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well tails, and I would say knocking down. Like
knocking down was the hardest part.
Yep. Knocking down in a well tail for me was the worst. Like I did not.
What made the well tail for you so
pushing through the glue and then still being able to see the tip of your tool, like be accurate. Because when you're new, you just don't know. Like now the well tail is like almost like my finger. Like I just put it in there and fix the dent,
Yeah.
Right.
But in the beginning, it's the hardest tool. That was the hardest tool for me to learn. And knockdowns.
Yeah.
You're not the only person to say that to us.
Yeah. I would get lost with a knockdown. Like I didn't understand it like I understood pushing and finding my tooltip. So that I just always wanted to use a body hammer and but I'd mess up the paint,
Right.
And with the guy I learned from, he wasn't up to date. He never stayed up to date.
Andrew. It's funny.
Dude.
Something funny about that, though,
bro.
There's something funny about that, though.
I have thought so many ways to make like knockdowns out of elk antlers. Because look how many knockdowns I could make out of this thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, have you heard of Adam Jones's knockdowns? His deer antler knockdowns?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. He's even like trying to sell them.
I know.
Like, that's wild, isn't it?
He lets his dog sharpen them, and then he's like, "All right, I got a whole bunch."
He's got a box full of them ready to go. Drop them off at the post office.
I'll buy them all, Adam.
Says they actually work pretty well.
Yeah,
that's the funniest part.
Dude, I mean, well, you think about it, like when the tips of these are like almost ivory, so they're not, but
I mean, they're
all
almost at the
and
perfect point anyway, right there.
yeah. I don't know. The knockdown game is so good right now. I would never use that, to be honest.
Right.
You know,
it's not like knockdowns break the bank either. I mean, I can go and order a knockdown anytime.
I'll be like, give me my shock blocker or the B&D knockdown set, like, you know,
I've been
VIP,
all about the shock blockers lately.
That's good, dude. That's what he's been making some really nice stuff.
The shock blocker. What tip are you guys using on that knockdown?
Well, I just use whatever calls for the dent, really. I mean, I have a couple of them, but I find myself,
What's your main one?
What he asked.
The main one that I use,
the main tip that you put on a shock blocker.
Ooh, I don't know. I'd probably put the B cup edgy on there. That's a pretty heavy go-to. I use that a lot on both blending and knocking down.
That's a good tip.
I use the what is it? The Dead Dent Tools Peak, the sharp tip. I use that quite a bit.
You talking about the match grade?
The match grade, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, the like yellowish one.
Dead on Dent Tool, from Anson.
Yeah.
Dude, those are my favorite.
I use
Kiwi.
I keep all of those on hand. You know, and
you know who started that tip is Woody Koss made those tips, and he sold it to Anson.
The sharp tip is the sharp tip, and the one next to it is my most used ones out of those two. Then of course the VIP, I mean, is a daily user.
I brought that up because I was always using like the Anson VIP plastic tip with like what is it? The Black Magic VIP cap on it.
Yeah.
I just ordered some.
Works really good on that knockdown, man.
Yeah.
But then there's a VIP, the new tip that's like small, and it's like looks like a UFO, but it's small. And it's really good on that knockdown for like if you have a sharp high, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I just ordered a bunch of Black Magic tips. I bought the VIP covers.
Flat ones?
People love those. No, not the beaker ones.
Okay. The flat ones are the ones I use.
Yeah. I'll get some more ordered. I mean, you can always get more tips. And then I bought a couple R4 caps.
Yeah.
Like he's got one that's like pointy and one that's a bubble. So I ordered them both.
Yep.
I heard those are great.
Oh yeah. The bubble one will last forever.
Yeah.
And it won't fall off. Like I'll push with it on like a R4 tip for pushing.
Yeah.
But
does good.
Oh yeah. It lasts forever, dude.
I find myself find myself using a blending hammer 95% of the time.
Yeah.
So does James Bernard.
Yeah, I'll grab my hammer and just go away at it. I mean, I don't. It's not normally my first choice to use the knockdown.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
there's a lot of guys like that.
Yeah. I mean, I try it, but I don't like to go get the extended crap to see far away and then hold it out here with sticks and all that. And then when I'm real close and I'm knocking down or I can't really get far enough away to see.
Yep.
So I feel like the whole time that I've been knocking down and doing stuff, I've created more damage. So I'll just get my blending hammer.
Yeah. You ever use two hammers where you could hold it and hit it?
I mean, yeah, I've done that too.
It's not as fun.
That's from my bodywork days. I took my two snap-on hammers, and one's the pick end. I put the pick where I need it, and then I just hit with the other snap-on hammer. That was my knockdown setup in bodywork.
Same thing, basically.
Yeah. Right. I mean, here I work on a lot of trucks, a lot of bedsides and stuff. So I'll take the 12-ounce Vaughn hammer, the big one.
Vaughn hammer.
Yeah.
It's the same with the soft caps.
It's the red and yellow cap on it.
Craftsman.
Yeah.
The
Craftsman hammer. Right. Yeah, I used to buy it at Sears, so I'm always
right. Sears, Vaughn.
That's my favorite hammer, dude. Like,
yeah, I'll use that thing.
I'll be knocking down, and all of a sudden just get frustrated,
and you'll see the metal just start. Oh, okay. Well, that's all it needed was just a bigger hammer. Imagine that.
Oh yeah, dude. Speaking of that hammer, the new Kiko hammer is just like it. But
I used the big version, like
super nice.
Yeah, I haven't seen them make the big version of that. Like the Vaughn hammer I'm talking about is the big version.
You use the
big one, not the small version. Which that would be nice, but
it's a lot heavier.
Yeah,
got Danny Hacker in here. We need a bigger Kiko hammer. Bigger.
I do like his.
And if you could make one with one side shaved off, so it's just a flat, like that would be cool. You know, like the snap-on hammer,
the snap-on hammer, except with plastic, low-profile style.
The yellow
tips.
side. I want the yellow side.
That would be nice.
It's not a bad idea.
Nope, that would be
not a bad idea at all. No, that is nice. I actually just ordered a 16-inch Kiko hammer with the little swivel tips on the end.
Okay.
And I bought it for those times when like you can only see the wave from way back when.
Yep.
And of course, that hasn't happened to me yet. So the thing's just hanging on my back out, nice and shiny.
It will happen though.
It does.
I'm looking forward to it. Like I never looked forward to that before. Now I've got the hammer. And I'm like, oh, I want that.
Yep. Yeah. I like that type of hammer. I don't like the telescoping hammers for getting real long. I'd rather have one I can screw together.
Right. I'm comfortable with wood handled hammers just because that's all I've used. So anytime I see a wood handle hammer, whatever kind of, I'm going for that one every time. Yeah. I get it. Everybody likes carbon fiber. It's whatever, but I like wooden hammers.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
You know. But
the Kiko hammers are available in a plastic handle too, which actually is very nice.
I have
a plastic and stuff.
Yeah, I have a plastic hammer and the longer carbon fiber one. And
we should make some deer antler handles.
There you go.
You know,
hey, yeah.
We could sell them for more
I don't
money.
see why not.
Make one with that good bend in it. That way you can get around some of those curved areas real good.
My dog will end up chewing it up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I literally cut up antlers for dog toys. It works the best, you know.
Likes hammers that fixes dents without effort. I thought you were on vacation. What are you doing in here? You're supposed to be vacationing.
You can watch Smash Masters on your vacation. Come on. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, you can, but you know,
PDR is life.
I just figured you'd be doing something cool.
Not fixing hail cars.
Right.
So, Alex, you got your own company now, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
And you're doing mostly wholesale work?
Yeah, I would say 90%. I got a really big account that I've been going to since 2013. So
wholesale's not dead.
It's not dead.
Yeah. Just don't tell everybody.
Oops.
Yeah,
you know? There's good wholesale.
This is Smash Masters. There's not many people watching.
Yeah. There's good wholesale and bad wholesale. You know, and what I tell like PDR guys is, you know, if you've never, I started in wholesale, right, and body shops, but you know, you find a good wholesale account, it's worth, you know. It's a give or take relationship, and you keep that, and you'll always be consistent. You know, there's a lot of techs in Arizona right now that are slow right now, and I can work 7 days out of the week. You know, like, so it depends what you want to do. My dad ran his body shop. He treated people good, helped them out when he could. He made his money, but he would always like figure out a way to make that customer feel good and like little give or take, right?
Yep.
And he was always busy. The like other body shops in his area hated him because he was literally always busy. He wasn't a DRP. And I just kind of took that from my dad with PDR. Right. So like retail right now, I'm booking out 2 weeks.
Okay.
So, but I try to like only do retail that like pays me well.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I'll have them drop the car off at that dealership and I'll do it there.
Oh, okay.
It's
a good idea.
Like for a project. So, but you have to have a good store that obviously likes you and allows you to do that. Like I got to go put a car through service, has to have a ticket for insurance. You know.
Right.
I usually give, the service department $100 or whatever,
Nice. Yeah, Robbie on Instagram said customer experience goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Yep, it does, man.
Yeah. It's that's good stuff. Just like when you first started your business, what are, just for the guys out here, what are some things that when you started yours that maybe you didn't realize when you jumped out there that was difficult, other than fixing dents, of course?
Not having Mobile Tech RX.
Yeah.
I started with paper invoices and that sucked. Like, oh my gosh. Especially dealing with multiple accounts. Like, creating a statement for 15 accounts. Like, and that's not a joke. And then saving that paperwork for 7 years. Like, Mobile Tech RX, like.
So changing over to an app-based system.
Yeah, because I mean, if you could fix it, you could fix a dent. But like all the back end stuff, there's a lot of guys that can't do that, or don't, or like don't ever fall for this. I had so many guys telling me before I started my own business and I was working for other dent guys, they would be like, "Oh, well, the dealers pay like 2 months, 3 months." Like it was a tactic so I wouldn't leave them. They wanted to scare me about getting paid. But if you can make your statements and on the 1st of every month you send it to them, you don't send it to them on the 15th.
Right.
You're going to get paid before the end of the month. Like, and some dealers are 2 months out, but I will not work for them. Like, I just won't do it. I've had a dealer not pay me for 4 months and I was out like close to 30 grand paying my guy and I still didn't collect the money. Like I'm not, I ended that right there. I was like, nope, so you have to just be confident in that,
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean,
it's hard to be confident when you're first starting.
Right.
For sure.
It is.
But you have to. You have to.
Most of the time, I'm pretty confident that I got no clue what I'm about to get myself into.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll just do my best from there. Whatever. I'll figure it out.
Well, dude, I mean, I was probably a 7-year tech before I ever got online, like Facebook groups or any of that. And when I found PDR College, I listened to a podcast of Shane and Keith, and they were talking about when opportunity comes, you just say yes and figure it out.
Right.
Figure it out when that opportunity comes. Because if you say no, if you're not ready and you say no, it might not ever come again. Right. They're going to go on to the next guy. And I did that once. I got the whole Hertz gig in Arizona. It's a very big gig. And dude, I made it work, but I had no one to help me with that. That whole rental system. But David says wholesale 16. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
It was a lot.
Yeah. The one of the smaller wholesale accounts that I have, I just go through there, and when I'm through on Friday doing it, I just stop by the office and they write me a check and I leave that day. There's no waiting to mail. There's no, we'll see you in a few weeks. You might get this. No, they're like, when you're done, just stop by there. We'll cut you and we'll see you next week. Like, that's great. That's a perfect thing. You just show up there.
That'd be fine with me.
Get your stuff set out that Dave here so kindly put together for wholesale accounts around the world. You just get that little portion of your app out, go through there and do it, and it's great. It's
That's
easy,
awesome.
and I like it. It's not difficult. But you can get into some
the bigger accounts are
right.
what are going to pay you monthly,
Yeah.
Right. And that's fine. 30 days is fine, but
yeah,
that's usually a big check if you got that,
right.
So it just changes the way you save money and everything,
Right. I don't mind. I wouldn't care if they paid me monthly either. But the dealership does me that way. I just go through there and I stop by, and whatever they got out there, I do it, and then I send it in, and then whatever. But the little smaller account, they're like, no, I want you paid before this week's up, so we can keep it in our books. Whatever, that's fine with me, guys. It's cool.
Yeah, but for the new guys that want to get into PDR, don't let someone scare you.
Mm-hmm.
Not to leave. Like there's
a
ton of owners will scare a guy,
right,
to try and keep them.
Yeah,
for sure.
You gotta be smart about that. Even body shops will. A body shop doesn't want to lose a good tech.
Right.
They're body techs and painters. They're hard to come by. Good ones.
Yeah, they are. They're hard to come by. I guess everywhere. I haven't heard one shop say, "Oh, these guys are so easy to come by. We just roll through them like it ain't nothing over here."
It's not happening. I don't know how many 21-year-old kids want to be a body tech.
Yeah, I don't know.
There are a lot.
There are.
They just quit before they learn anything because it's too hard.
It's the same thing with PDR. Like,
sure.
I was training my brother. He's 23. 4 months in, could fix an 8-inch crease. Got too hot. He quit.
But there's a guy that was. I was talking to a guy the other day that owns a pressure washing business and said he scaled his back just because the young kids, they'd get out there and they'd get too hot and they wouldn't want to work anymore. So they'd they're 18, 19, their parents would tell them they ain't got to do all that, and they'd quit and whatever. But I mean, it ain't just in body shops and PDR. It's like in every aspect of outside labor.
It is.
It is. And then you get something where it takes a lot of practice and skill to do something. It just adds even more to that issue. So PDR and body shops both fall into that.
People don't have patience anymore.
Right. Social media has taught people instant gratification.
Very true. Very true.
That's if you can't get that instant gratification, like scrolling. You don't want to watch a video build up, you want to watch that 30-second goodness right there and go to the next one.
Yeah. That's why we're trying to always figure out how to make a 15-hour repair into 30 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you won't get any clicks.
All right. Yeah, you can't expect them to sit there.
and nowadays even the big repairs that you're like, man, I was proud of this one, goes nowhere.
Yep.
Right. They're like, I don't care about that.
And stupid meme videos getting 3 million views.
Right.
When it comes to that, YouTube's where it's at, I feel like.
It's also the hardest one to build a channel on. So,
but I will say,
I've
had a guy drive from Nevada to here for me to fix his F-250, and I've had a guy drive 4 hours from up north to me off of YouTube. They found me on YouTube. So I would say, you don't have 70, 60-year-old guys on TikTok, man, that have money to fix their truck. You have them on YouTube. They type it in on YouTube. So you got to be smart.
That's a good way to put it. I mean, because they're at their computer or laptop, drinking their coffee in the mornings, and they're trying to see what this is like.
Someone hit my truck. How do I fix this?
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I mean, so like my father has a Rivian. He's in all those Rivian groups, and so he was coming at me. He actually that Rivian that Matt Boyette fixed, the famous one,
the green one.
Yeah.
Yep.
He had seen it because the owner was in the Rivian groups going, oh, I don't know, 40 grand. Where am I going to get this car repaired? And my father, when I sent him Matt Boyette's video, was like, oh, I was going to send a picture of that thing to you to see if you thought it could be PDR'd. And it's like, like,
Dude.
so now that you say that, I mean, that was all YouTube. That was all YouTube.
Power
They
of
found that
YouTube,
through
man.
YouTube. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't think of it that way.
Think about this, like guys. Oh, I would go viral on TikTok, but like that's the wrong customer.
Yeah,
that's the wrong customer,
right.
man.
Yeah.
And
right,
I don't get anything off TikTok.
I started really thinking about this when the guy that was 4 hours from me up north, still in Arizona, but he called Bryce Kelly because he saw my training video with Bryce Kelly on YouTube, and Bryce hooked me up with him, and he came down and I fixed it. But yeah, I mean, the power of YouTube's crazy.
Yeah,
or video. I would say.
Robbie said LinkedIn is a good platform for more professional people, but I haven't seen.
I think that's to get like a desk job more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not what I've heard about LinkedIn, but it's worth looking into. This is actually the second time I've heard about using LinkedIn.
Yeah. So like,
I think it's a big thing over in the UK, honestly.
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
It's big in Arizona, but it's like all the salesmen that I know, over 100 dudes, desk managers, realtors, they all have LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It's like they're networking, like, but like for tradesmen,
how they get headhunted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Tradesmen. I bet you there's some body shop owners on it.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could see doing
tons of collision shops on it.
Tons of collision shops. So I could see doing it as a PDR shop owner. I could see doing that. Yeah. That would make sense as a PDR business owner. Get on there,
for sure.
Not a body. I wouldn't do it as a body tech.
Body tech. But I could definitely see body shop owners like doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then that would be beneficial to a PDR shop owner or business owner to be in somewhere and get connected with body shop owners. That's for sure.
I bet you insurance guys are on everything.
Y'all are making so much work for me now. Now I gotta go and make YouTube videos. I gotta get on LinkedIn. I already bought the Kratos while we're sitting here. So
did you?
Yeah, I bought them, the 2-piece set. I've been thinking about it forever. I just screw it. I've been doing a lot of dents lately. So
let me talk to John. Maybe we could do like a discount on them or something.
I'm not worried about it. So I'm happy to support, and they're already ordered, so don't worry about it. But maybe on the next one,
I'll call it. Did you get the door tools?
The door ones.
Yeah. You'll use
That's what I wanted. That's I wanted the door tools. So
I use them every day. So
woo, Jack Bucknell.
Maybe after July for the Stormbreaker giveaway, maybe we can get in there and give some of those away.
That'd be cool.
I could give you some to give away for sure.
We'll see.
That'd be cool.
We'll see about that and give you guys some promotion and stuff. I'm sure some guys in here would love to have a set of those.
Yeah. Maybe like a full set, they could get it.
Yeah, Kratos is awesome. I know he did. This guy right here walked around MTE clanking all around the place.
Dude, in his backpack, I didn't know Chris in MTE, but I saw him with his backpack and I was like, those are the Kratos.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Cliff was walking him around the A1 booth going, buy this.
Yeah.
That was in there for sure.
Have you guys tried the Hell's Angels?
Yes, love them.
Okay, so that was like a Cliff and John thing.
Yeah,
and dude, those tools are money.
I don't have them, but I have them on the way. I just ordered them a couple of days ago.
Okay, so definitely my favorite are the yellow handle ones, the smaller ones.
Yeah, I needed some of those, some of the smaller handles, and I've got some of the Excalibur micro HDs on the way. The bendy U-shaped almost looking ones with the
hood and deck set.
Yeah,
hood and deck set.
Yeah,
dude, those are industry standard, basically.
Right. I mean, and I didn't had them, and I do a fair amount of hail work, and I mean, I don't. It's just something you got to have.
That mini hood and deck set from Excalibur, for trunks, the best thing that's ever come out.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. For those deck lids, I mean, it's almost necessary.
Oh yeah.
It's absolutely not. I borrowed Dave's a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I don't have a Dave here, so I gotta go get my own stuff.
Well, it's not like Dave goes everywhere with me.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know.
It's only when I'm there in his
like
shop.
if you want to try out a new tool, chances are good old Dave's probably got it sitting in the corner.
You're in David White's market.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I actually work there every Friday. He books a little bit extra work on Fridays. I can roll through and push dents in his shop.
Is he mentoring you?
Yeah, he's been so he was my in-person trainer. I spent 2 weeks with him. And then since then, whenever I need quick advice, I mean, he's one of the people that I got in my pocket. You're one of the best thing that's ever come out.
What did I come out about?
Leave that there, right? I guess.
Dude, that's a good guy to learn from. Like David White.
Dave? Yeah. No,
Dave
he's
White is.
I pick his brain on a lot. I pick his brain on a lot.
Always a good dude too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Super lucky to have him in my backyard.
Yeah, I got Dave Schlatt, you got Dave White.
I don't have anybody, guys. If I screw up or if I need to learn something, like I'm just out here doing whatever.
I'll say this: when my PDR career changed, is when I met David Schlatt, because I was doing. I'm not scared to say it. I was doing wholesale. I was living in a cave, and I was doing whole flat rate $45 cars. Swear to God. I swear.
Yeah.
I was. And Dave will still never admit it today, but before he came and met me, I think he tried to get into my stores and he couldn't. And then he wanted to meet me. And then he saw I was a good dent guy and he changed my life, dude, because he showed me what I was worth and got me up to date on everything. And that was in 2017.
Yeah.
So that was a big change for me. I owe him a lot.
Yeah, we had Dave on the show. He's a really good guy.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed him and Kevin's wholesale class at MTE Education Day. Was
it called Wholesale's Dead?
You know it, and that's all they said. And mic drop.
45. You had that locked down.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, that would lock that down.
Yeah.
Plus, to have Mike Glidewell 20 minutes away from when I'm in need of help. Yeah, that's a good one. Also call Cliff Remington when Vice. Yeah, that's.
You got Glidewell by you too?
Chris said that. Chris said he's got Mike Glidewell. That's a great resource to have for sure.
Glidewell is.
No, that's what I love about this industry. Anybody thinking about getting into PDR, you will have support.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you're thinking about getting into auto body, I cannot promise you the support. You can contact me. You can contact Nick. We will support you in auto body 100%. But it's rare to find that. So in PDR, you can go to your local PDR shop, and chances are they're going to be pretty damn helpful.
Sometimes they may not be, but that's a rare case these days.
It depends where you are. If you're in a super saturated market, like Denver or something, you might have a little more trouble finding somebody to be super helpful. But there's gonna be some. You just gotta find them.
Definitely.
Most areas, all of us all know each other. We all talk. We all help each other out, do events together and stuff, party in Florida together. So it's
You guys gonna go to the PDR Expo?
I don't know. It's up for debate for me. I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking I'm going to go up to St. Louis to this hell event. Yeah.
To the Hail Expo.
If you're into Hail, I'd go to the Hail Expo.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I do a fair amount here. So I would definitely like to see what's going on.
Yep. I mean, if you ever decide to chase, I've heard that that's a great thing to go to.
Yeah.
Go on the Hill Trail.
Glue pulling temper tantrum, Chris Worrell. I think we're gonna have Chris back on to tell us about glue pulling temper tantrum.
Yeah. To be fair, when we had him on, he has grown like tenfold to where when we had him on versus now.
Dude's making videos like crazy.
He's grown a lot, and that's been cool to see.
Very proud.
Yeah, it has been
very cool. Glad to know you, dude. Hey, Lee.
What's up, Lee?
Well, I mean, we kept you well more than an hour.
Right.
Really appreciate you coming on the show, dude. It's this was super easy.
It's
conversation.
Fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Dude, there's not many PDR guys that come from a body shop.
Yeah.
No, most of us give up.
Yeah,
because we could just spread that filler.
Yeah, and that's like all the body men I know, they've all said that. Like, I just don't have the patience for it.
Right.
But then like when a body man does become a PDR tech, they're really good PDR techs.
Yeah.
Like if
there's extra knowledge there.
Yes. Yeah.
There's extra knowledge there. Dave White and I were just talking about that the other day, where I mean, this is a 20 some odd year PDR tech, and I've been doing it about 1 year. Yeah. But I'll be standing there and he'll have a big dent in front of him and he'll go, "So what would you do?" You know, and he might try what I do, what I say, because we have different experience, different backgrounds, and I've been moving giant metal for so long that I can get you to a certain point, and then I'm lost, so that's when you come in,
Well, but, you know how like body men use their hand a lot?
Yeah.
Yes.
They fill the panel. That guy's a lot, dude. I bet you 90% of PDR techs do not do that.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
They're it looks good, and it's then you step 10 feet back and it still looks a little off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta.
It's a subtle high or a subtle low that you're not gonna see with the light, and you gotta feel it.
Or like the dolly techniques, man.
Yeah,
that's huge in PDR now.
It is. Yeah. It is. That's old school tricks. A lot of that.
It is.
Yeah, slapping spoons, dolly techniques, hammer on, hammer off, dolly. I mean, that's and it's making its way back.
It is.
I would be interested to see what comes out of the tool world with stuff like that designed for PDR, and I think it's going to be a lot of good stuff. Yeah, we're gonna get that info from you soon, Jack.
Yeah, so for everybody, you're hearing it here first. Jack Bucknell on Smash Masters next week.
Nice.
So he was from the body shop, made his transition. This should be another great conversation.
Yeah, from body shop to PDR transition, not
the other transition. Yeah.
not from the Alphabet Tribe.
And hold on, we're getting off of that. And as we're talking about podcasts, Alex, you have your own podcast.
Ryan, it's Ryan's podcast, but I'm just the host.
Oh, okay. Well, to me, it's both of you.
Well, I mean, I see both of you guys on there. To me, it's you two. So
Ryan built it. Manny was a big part of it, and it's called Dent Digest. It's on RPS Dent Specialist on Facebook and RPS Dent Specialist on YouTube.
Okay, cool. And you going live Thursday?
Thursdays, but we've been a little inconsistent lately.
That's fine.
Just busy. I get hailed in his area, and I'm super busy. So
yeah,
Matt's a dent tech and he doesn't know it. Sorry.
I hope you do become one, man.
Matt, he just, I don't know, for some reason he doesn't see his own potential, or maybe he's just hiding it. But either way, he's good. He's good.
Didn't you guys have Cliff on here too?
Yeah.
He's from a body shop.
Yeah.
Cliff was a fun show. That was a very fun show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jack should be great next week.
Yeah.
So
Jack's always a good
really
time.
looking forward to that. And I haven't really gotten to talk to Jack either. We keep running into each other at events, and it's like, oh hey, I gotta go,
Right.
So it'll be
just
good.
say woo and you'll get along.
Yeah. It's gonna be that meme. The two guys are just woo, 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 woo.
The Ric Flairs back and forth.
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah, that should be fun. Well, I won't hold you guys any longer.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching. Catch you all next week.
See you guys.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks
See ya.
Bye, everybody.